Hello everyone, so my name is Sydney Laufenberg. I want to take you through my outcome study, which was a nutrition education intervention for track athletes. I did it here at Illinois State with the track team here. I actually have been a part of the team for the past 5 years, so I have close connections with the coaches, then Coach Carter, the sports nutritionist, and then also the athletes, and being a part of their team and understanding their schedule and how to work around. So I was able to think of ideas in which I could help them without being courteous of their time and understanding their schedule, so knowing exactly how I can fit in and make the biggest impact. So with that being said, the importance of nutrition is both mentally and physically for athletes. Once you get to the highest levels, you can use nutrition to hit peak performances when you'd like. Nutrition is important for decreasing weight or increasing weight, depending on if you're building muscle or if you're trying to cut back on your fat on your body. So nutrition overall has a huge impact. It's the energy, it's the fuel that gets them through the workouts. It's also important right now with COVID that I created something that was mindful of that, because no longer are we meeting in person as a group. We are having practices, we are doing certain things in person, but team meetings and anything that involves more than your small individual groups like throws, jumps, sprints, anything bigger than that, we are no longer allowed to do in person. So I also created something mindful of that, especially right now with the importance of nutrition and mental health and how everything has been a little bit harder this year. I want to stress the nutrition that impacts you in the level of COVID, and how meals adequate in protein intake like meat or eggs, sources of iron, zinc, B12, fruits and vegetables, and antioxidants, and of course your vitamin C for immune health are recommended if you're ever sick, or just overall preventative measures so that you don't get potentially hospitalized with the COVID, but rather athletes are able to fight through it. So the other thing that really got me into this is our busy schedules. Knowing what it's like to have to put nutrition on the back burner, it feels like, because you're just swamped with your schedule. We got classes, some people have jobs, and for throwers or any sport or event group, it is a full-time job. And then with that, we are traveling Friday through Sunday, Thursday through Sunday. Sometimes we're gone the whole week. So just being mindful of their time, because that is the number one barrier for athletes having proper nutrition. I also wanted to be mindful of travel meals. And so that was a big thing I hit on, is how to eat nutritional meals when you're not able to make your own food or get your own groceries, because that is half the battle. Nearly half the week we are not in our own homes. So some methodology, I did a pre-test and a post-test. Of course, the first one was sent out with an introduction video of who I am, being that we did get sent home last year, and then of course we are not having huge team meetings this year. Some of the athletes may not actually know who I am, especially freshmen and sophomores, where we didn't get to interact like some of us other teammates have in person. So just introducing myself, and then I had them take the pre-test. Of course, I said no studying, just take it based on the knowledge you have currently in your mind. And then over a 3-month span, 1 to 2 educational videos that are shown here, bottom left next to the methodology, were sent out. So these videos were sent out 1 to 2 a week till 3 months, until they're all posted. And then the post-test was sent with the last quiz. And then I waited a week and sent the post-test with all the videos, so it's all compiled. And the pre-test and post-test were the same questions, and I try to hit a question that interprets and includes every single video so that you could really see the difference these videos were making, and I really highlighted what I thought was important. The overall objective of this project was to improve nutrition knowledge of Illinois State track athletes and to create educational tools that are considerate of the barrier of time for athletes. And then the research question I had, will nutrition education videos improve nutritional knowledge of track athletes? So that's more so looking at the video approach. So the results I was very happy with. You can see quite a significant improvement. Each question where you see white is pre-test and red is post-test, each single question improved in how many people got the answer right. So I was very happy with that. I also have the averages here, and you can see the red is quite a bit higher than the white. I blew that up over here so that we really could actually see what the improvement was. There was a 27% improvement in everyone who took the post-test from the pre-test's knowledge. The average score went from a 56 to 83. So I was pretty happy about that. I mean, anything above a 70% was, in my mind, quite the improvement, considering it was 10 educational videos, maybe taking up an hour of total time after the fact of you compiling all of them. But of course, that hour was separated into 3 months so that every time they watch these videos, I was hoping they'd be able to remember it all and take something at least away from each video, as it was just so spread out over time and never overwhelming as one huge lecture like we typically get. So there were some limitations, unfortunately. That's what happens with research. But the accuracy, the participation from the pre-test to post-test, unfortunately did decrease. We went from about 28 participants to roughly 7. So that was kind of disappointing. However, I am understanding the post-test was sent out about 2 weeks out of finals week. So busy time of year, and people, I know I had some people come up to me and talk to me about certain videos and how they're like really wanting to get to watching all of them, but of course they're busy. So the beauty of this project is, even though we only see that many post-tests, give it a month, give it a year, we may have more people who have fully watched all these videos, and ultimately the main goal is that they are becoming educated on the proper nutrition for them. So I would be interested if maybe we do a post-test at the end of next year after we re-roll out these videos to see what kind of improvement there is from this initial 55% pre-test. Further research is necessary to determine the actual significance of this study because of the limitation, but I do think it's worthwhile to look into the actual impact of these nutrition videos. In conclusion, the outcome study did appear to improve collegiate track athletes' nutritional knowledge, as shown by an increase in average testing score. The study helps fill the gap that educating athletes on nutrition and overcoming the barrier of time could potentially be related to these videos and how they can watch them in their own time. Again, for future research with potentially a greater amount of time with these videos, from instead of 3 months, maybe 9 months, spreading it out could potentially have a bigger impact on participation. Of course, obstacles had to be overcome. We got the COVID-19 pandemic, and the lack of ability to educate in person or quiz participants in person. Personally, I think if we could have done the quizzes in person at a team meeting, and then the post-test quizzes in person at a team meeting, I think we would have had more participation there. But overall, the video overcame the barrier of COVID-19 because they could watch them at home, and they still can. Additional limitation is the decreased participation from pre-test to post-test. So future research may be looking at coding the quizzes to match up each person's pre-test with their post-test to know exactly how much each participant improved by, because right now we don't know who took the pre-test and how they did versus the post-test on how those individuals did, how those would have lined up. But my other idea that came away from this, and I may pitch to Coach Carter or Coach Bovee, who I work closely with throughout this project, is utilizing the planned weekly team meetings to a roughly 2 to 3 minutes bits of nutrition information, whether someone pops on, maybe shows a few slides, or just generally speaks at people, or, you know, a poster of some sort, just utilizing the time they have to be there already and just taping it to the end of the meeting may get more participation, and then also overcoming that barrier of time, because if they're at a 30-minute meeting and you make it 32, 33 minutes, it's not disrupting their day as much as even clicking on these videos. However, I do think videos do overcome the barrier of time. The last thing I noticed, and this was more of an observation throughout my study, and was how frequently the videos were watched and when I emailed them. And I started emailing a video when we got on the bus ride to go to a meet. So I'm knowing we're on this bus for the next 2, 3, 6, 8 hours, depending, of course, where the meet's at. I post it at the beginning of the bus ride, and then, of course, they have all those hours sitting on the bus, nothing to do but this email on their phone where they can watch this video when they're doing nothing else. And those are the videos that I saw the most people watch. So that's also something that I took away from this, and I think potentially could also have a huge impact. All right, well, here's my references. Thank you guys for watching, and please comment below any questions, concerns. I would love to talk about my outcome study in further detail if you would like. All right.